Fifth Speaker is the Honourable Tala Martin.
Thank you, Madam Deputy President. And I rise to support our mining workers, our train drivers, our rail workers, the police and everyone else who has had their safety and their livelihoods threatened by these idiots from the ragtag so-called Blockade Australia. It will shock no one to learn that the government will not be supporting the motion which seeks to condone criminal activities. It seems that in the world of the Greens, the minute you dress up any activity in the name of climate activism, it's fair game and it's all okay. But they are anti-coal, anti-regional jobs, anti-industry, anti-police, but pro-criminal. I support the police in seeking the maximum possible sentence for anybody involved in these idiotic acts. Mr Shoebridge bemoans the realisation that these criminal acts carry a 25-year jail term, but if someone is killed because of these sorts of reckless acts, either now or going into the future, they should get life. We make laws in this place, the oldest parliamentary chamber in the country. How on earth could anybody in this chamber support a motion that shows flagrant disregard for the laws that we pass? These people are putting not only their own lives in danger, but also putting the lives of the police and rail workers who need to remove them in danger as well. So far, these activists have disrupted $60 million in exports from the Port of Newcastle. This is material that keeps women and men in the Hunter and other regional areas employed. It is also a significant amount in royalties revenue for our country, around $100,000 per train. In regards to Labor's amendment, which leaves the reference to these young people, how could you agree and support Blockade Australia and their crimes in the Hunter over the past week? Coal is our state's largest export, worth around $23.1 billion in 2018-19. In that year, it was greater than the value of our tourism and education exports combined. That difference is even starker after COVID.
Tourism exports are collapsing.
In 2018-19, coal mining also contributed approximately $2 billion in royalties to revenue for New South Wales. This money is used to pay for the schools that our students learn in, for our hospitals and our health system, which has become especially important after the last 2 years. This money is used to build our roads and transport network. Of course, Madam Deputy President, I could go on and on. That's where our revenue comes from. My question is, what do they hope to achieve? Do they think that if they get run over by a coal train carrying $1 million worth of coal, suddenly everything is better now and they've become some martyr of eco-fascism? They are completely naive. Our coal accounts for only 3% of total consumption. Worldwide demand would be unaffected and other countries would rapidly fill that void in supply. Instead of Australian coal, it would come from elsewhere with far lesser environmental regulation than we have here. The actions of these activists are incredibly distressing to those in the community. The majority of them have come from out of town, some not from New South Wales. They're just idiots. A pack of idiots bust in from out of town to create trouble.